going to be doing more of a cardio workout today using the Pilates Ring. So we'll be alternating a couple of exercises, one focused a little more on cardio and one focused a little more on strength with the ring. For now, let's get it warmed up. We're going to get a nice warm up here, starting with just a step touch from side to side, just a big step, getting those arms involved as well. And remember, we don't want to swing the arms. We want to still keep control of them. It's a nice purposeful movement. So you're reaching forward, pulling those arms back. We're standing tall, keeping the shoulders back. And let's take it to a hamstring curl here. So you're going to pull the heel up toward your hip. Arms still working. And then take it to high knees. Nice and easy, just reaching the arms up overhead and then pulling them down as you bring that knee up a little bit to your side there. Good, now take it back to the step touch for 4, and then we'll do 4 hamstring curls and 4 high knees. Same thing, step touch for 4, hamstrings for 4, and high knees for 4. Step touch, hamstrings, high knees. Good. Take that down into a march here, nice and easy. We'll start to march it a little bit wider. And then we're going to plant those feet on the floor and sit down a little bit. Make sure you're kind of shifting your hips behind you as you bend one knee. And then we're going to slide from side to side. So the wide stance you need, how wide you need to go, depends on how long your legs are, how low you're sitting, and how far you want to go. So just adapt that as you need to make sure it suits you. That goes for anything in the workout today. It's all about what's right for your fitness level today, how hard you want to work today. So adapt any of these exercises so that they work for you. Good, start to walk those feet back together. And I'm just turning to the side so you can see a little bit better. But we're going to do some squats here. And as we do, we're going to reach those arms forward and up. So you're sitting low as you're reaching your arms up overhead. Remember, on the squats, all squats, we want to keep the weight in your heels. So you're sitting down and back. You're not letting those knees extend over your toes. I always like to wiggle my toes in my shoe as kind of a reminder to keep my weight back in my heels. Good. Now we're going to move on to a little bit of a modified burpee, or kind of a slow burpee. So we're going to be sitting down into that squat as our hands come to the floor. Step your feet back and then step them up. Make sure you step them wide so the heels can land, and then stand and reach up overhead. Step back to a plank, step up. Again, feet are kind of wide, a little wider than your hands, then stand and reach. A few more like it. Step back, step up, drive through those heels to stand and reach. Back down, step back, step up, wide, heels on the ground, stand tall, reach. A couple more like it. Go in your own time. If that's faster or slower than me, that's fine. Good. Then we'll take it to that march again. And let's see if we can speed it up a little bit. Take it to a little more of a run in place if you'd like. I want to make sure that body's warm and ready to go. And let's take it to some jumping jacks here. You can always slow this down by always keeping one foot on the floor. If you don't want that impact, keep one foot on the floor, step the other foot out to the side as you reach your arms up, and then bring that foot and the arms back down, and then switch sides. I call those half jacks. That's a great option. A few more. Jumping jacks, such a basic move. We did it when we were in kindergarten. But I love it as a warm-up especially, and even as part of a workout. Especially if you focus on keeping those arms strong and really moving them with intention. Again, don't just let them flail, but bring them up purposefully and bring them down purposefully with intention. You'll feel a big difference. All right, hopefully you're warmed up, ready to go. We're going to grab that ring and get started. We're going to start with a squat here. We're going to do 15 of them. We're going to alternate that with a different move. So starting with that squat, pressing the ring out in front of you as you sit, again, down and back into those heels. Nice controlled movement. Ring goes forward as you sit down. Make sure you can wiggle those toes in your shoe. You're pushing through your heel when you sit and as you stand. Good. And I'm just turning again so you can see. Let's squeeze those elbows in close to your side, and then you're going to press the ring together. Squeeze it as tight as you can and release it slowly. Press it together and release. Press and release. Again, 15 reps total. Get a good squeeze on that. Try not to relax completely. See if you can always keep a little squeeze. Even as you're releasing it, you're not quite letting go completely. Make sure you're breathing. Those shoulders are down, away from your ears. Good. Go ahead and set the ring down. And we're going to take it to those jumping jacks again. Good. Keep it going. Strong in the arms. Half jack's always an option, but you'll notice a difference. Again, if you're wanting to work a little harder, focus on a faster jumping jack or stronger in the arms. Really pull those arms down, push them up. Don't let them swing. Nice work. Grab the ring again. We're going back for a second set of squats. Weight in the heels. Ring in front of you, stand tall, and then sit down as you press the ring in front of you. Nice work. Always breathing as you work. Try not to hold your breath. Nice work. Moving on to that little squeeze of the ring. So tuck those elbows right in by your side, ring in front of you. Elbows about 90 degrees, and squeeze and let it go. Good. Go ahead and set the ring down in front of you. Now you can use it or not. Part of that will depend on maybe how big your feet are. If you have bigger feet, this might not work that well. You don't want to trip over it. It's not worth it. I like to use the ring, but you could also use a line on the floor or anything you have on the floor. Just pick a spot. It helps us stay focused. We're going to start by tapping the foot inside the ring, and then if you want, you can speed it up just like this. Keep going with the tap, 1 foot on the ground if you want, otherwise a little quicker. Like I said, having that to aim for helps us work a little harder because it keeps us focused on where we actually want to put the foot rather than just letting the foot go wherever it goes, especially as we get tired. Having that target to focus on will help us work a little bit harder. So whether it's the ring or whether you're doing it on the floor, try to pick a spot and then aim your foot for that spot. Good. Go ahead and grab the ring. You're going to stand tall and bring the ring to the side of you here. It's going to rest on your thigh, upper thigh, or maybe close to your hip. You want your arms straight. And keep your wrists neutral here and strong. We're going to hold that arm in place and then lift that leg up against the ring. So you're squeezing the leg against the ring. Good. Your arm is strong to hold it in place. We want to be feeling that on the outer leg. Flex that foot. Keep the toes pointed to the front. Nice work. Now we're going to keep it on the same side, but now we're going to put both feet on the floor and focus on squeezing the arm in toward the leg. So rest that ring against your hip and then pull the hand close to the body and release it slowly. Make sure you're still standing tall. Those shoulders are still down. Good. Switch sides, starting by finding your balance, and we'll squeeze the leg toward the arm. Good. Now, both feet on the floor. Again, reassess, stand tall, core strong, and bring that arm in toward the leg. Squeeze the ring toward the leg. Good work. Go ahead and set the ring back down on the floor. We're going back to that toe tap inside the ring or against that spot on the floor. Again, you can always keep one foot on the floor, just tap one at a time, or go ahead and speed it up. On this, you can work as quickly as you want. Keep it up. Good work. Go ahead and pick it up, moving back to the side. Same exercise, lifting the leg against the ring. So hold that arm strong in place and squeeze the ring. Good. Feet to the floor. And now arm presses the ring toward the body. Other side. Start by lifting the leg. Again, find your balance. You can also hold on to a wall here if you need to. But if you're doing that, try not to rely on it completely. Let your hand rest there and do as much of the balancing on that leg as you possibly can. And then just check in with the wall with that hand when you need to, when you're about to lose your balance. Keep the hand really light on the wall if you're doing that. Good. Both feet on the ground, arms straight against your side, and then pull that ring in towards you. All right, moving on. Let's bring the ring down to the ground here. We're going to come into a strong plank position. Make sure you've got a straight line from your head, down your back, all the way to those heels. And we're going to move into mountain climbers. So the knees are going to drive under the chest. You want to keep your hips stable at that same level, so you don't want them bouncing up and down. You can absolutely slow this down. Bring one knee in slowly and step it back out. Nice work. Yes. Good. Rest the knees down. Grab the ring. Bring it into the center there, just in front of you. And we're going to put the hands on the side here. Come all the way down onto the belly. We're going to stretch that ring up overhead so your arms are straight. And we're going to lift everything up and then lower it down slowly. Try to keep your head between your biceps there. We don't want to let the head hang down, but you don't want to lift it up so you're looking straight forward either. You want to keep looking down at the floor so the neck is in line with the rest of your spine. Remember not to swing on the way up. You should be lifting to a point that if you had to, you could stop and hold. I don't want you rebounding out of that spot, whatever it is. So lift to a place that you could maintain if you had to, and then release. Good. Set the ring to the side. Bring it back up to your plank. We're going to do that second set of mountain climbers. Here we go. Strong straight line from your head to your heels, and then driving the knees under the chest as you're ready. Slow or fast, that's up to you. Good. Grab the ring and lie all the way down on your belly again. Second set of those back extensions, reaching the ring up overhead, and then lifting with control, lowering with control. If you want to make this a little bit easier, you could leave the legs on the ground, just lift the upper body. If you want to make it a little harder, squeeze those legs together tight. Good, relax. Go ahead and sit that back for just a second to a little bit of a child's pose. Just stretch it out. And then we'll stand back up. Move on to our next pair. And I'll turn to the side so you can see a little more easily. We're going to go into a shuffle. And when you do, you want to land both feet. So don't let one foot be off the ground. You can take that slowly, or of course you can speed it up. And then we're going to add a little bit of a punch. And you're punching with the opposite arm of the leg that's forward. So when the right arm is forward, the left arm punches out. Keep those elbows down so they're close to your side when you pull it back in. Again, it's as fast or as slow as you want to go, but again, try to keep your weight on both feet. Don't just land on one foot and let the other leg swing forward or back. Nice work. Go ahead and bring that ring back up. We're going to take it to the side here and bring it against your shoulder. You don't, try not to put it right on your neck there. Try to get it down on your shoulder a little bit. And then you're going to squeeze it towards you and release. Nice control always. Obviously, if this isn't comfortable, just go ahead and skip it if you need to. But if you can find that place on your shoulder, hopefully it feels okay. Good, switch sides. Nice control, always. Good. Set the ring down, and we'll go back to that shuffle with the punches. Again, I'm just turning to the side so it's easier to see. Another option to just step back instead of shuffle at all. Either way, get it started. Keep those punches strong. You want to pull the arm in quickly. Don't just let it kind of float back to you. It's about the punch out, but it's also about that pull in. So make sure you're bringing it in sharply as well as punching it out sharply. You can always move a little faster if you want. Keep landing both feet together. Good. Rest it and grab the ring. Back to that little bicep. Curl here, resting the ring against your shoulder. Nice deep breaths. And those 15 reps, squeeze it in. Switch. Good work. Moving on to our next pair. Let's set the ring back down on the floor again. And again, you may or may not use the ring depending what you prefer here. But we're going to stand directly behind the ring now and start tapping that foot inside the ring. So again, if you're not using the ring, try to pick a spot on the floor, draw an imaginary ring with your mind. And if you'd like to speed it up, go ahead. I love exercises like these, working on that quickness, that agility as we get the heart rate up. Good. Take it down to the floor, putting the ring right in front of you again. We're going to come to a plank here. You could do this from your knees if you wanted. Straight line from head to knee. Otherwise, lifting up, core tight. And you're going to tap one hand inside the ring and then back out. Other hand in and out. Don't let those hips drop down. You want to hold them up tight, always in a strong plank. Good. Relax and bring it back up. Set that ring in front of you. If you're using it for those toe taps, stand directly behind it this time. Slow or fast, up to you. Let's get moving. Nice work. Stay in motion. Good. Bring it back down to the floor. Ring in front of your face there. Hands on either side of it. In your strong plank from the knees or from the toes. Up to you. But that belly button's lifted strong. Up into the spine. Keep those hips in line with the rest of your body. From there, tapping one hand in and then out. Nice controlled movement. Don't get in a rush when you're doing the tap. Good. Sit back to a child's pose for a second. Stretch that out a little bit. And we'll move on to our next pair. This time using the ring on the floor again if you choose. 1 foot in, 1 foot out. We're going to be hopping from side to side here. So with the ring, we got to clear that. I know it's not a very big hurdle, but we need to get up and over it. So if it feels like you're going to trip over it or you're going to step on it, again, just do this on the floor. If the hop isn't working, do a step and then sit a little lower, a little more of a squat if you're doing the step. Keep going, keep going. We finish. Even if we have to slow it down, try to finish. Good. Go ahead and pick up the ring. We're going to take it overhead, and you want to keep your arms pretty straight here, standing nice and stable, leaning to one side. So we want to get into the core here, keeping the arms straight. If you let that bottom arm collapse, your whole side is going to collapse down, most likely. So think about reaching the ring up toward the ceiling, and as you go to the side, try to reach it for where the wall meets the ceiling. Keep that reach. How far you go is up to you. Make sure it's easy to breathe. Try exhaling down, inhaling up, see how that feels. If the reverse feels better, do that, but definitely breathe. Good. Set the ring down back in the center if you're using it. 1 foot in, 1 foot out. We've got that little hop from side to side. Hop or a step. Again, if you're using the step, try to get into a little more of a squat when your feet are wide there, and then step to the side to switch sides. You can always work a little faster if you choose. Do what you need to do. Good. Grab that ring again, take it up overhead like a halo, and we're going to go side to side. Nice and strong. Again, don't get in a rush, especially on that upward phase. As you come to the side, if you feel like you're almost getting a little stuck, don't try to swing or rush your way back up. Give your muscles time to figure out how to get you back up. So take some time, just keep squeezing, squeezing, and you'll get that momentum reversed. You'll come back up. Nice work. Go ahead and bring that down. And just take some step touches here. We're going to start cooling it down just a little. And take that ring in front of you. We're going to still use that. Now keep your feet wide. And just kind of step and tap. And as you do, take that ring from side to side. So your arms are long. You're letting that foot come up off the ground. So you're coming onto your toe as you turn away from that foot. Controlled movement always. Good. Bring that down. We'll take the ring up and overhead here. And then rise up on the toes, lower back down. Lift up on the toes, lower down. Now when you rise up on your toes, try to aim your balance over your big toe and your second toe. Try not to fall to the outer edges of your feet. Maybe we're not lifting all the way up. That's okay. As long as your heels are clearing the floor a little bit, we're on the right path. As your balance gets better, rising up a little higher. Good. Hold it up there. Find that balance. Good. Lower down. Go ahead and set the ring aside. We'll take it back to that step touch. Get those arms involved a little less aggressively this time, just kind of easy, easy. Take it to the hamstring curl. Pull those heels up toward your hips. Taking deep breaths, always bringing that heart rate back down a little, back to the step touch this time, tapping that heel in front of your other toe. Back to a march. Let's take a deep breath and reach those arms up and overhead, big circle up. Exhale, bring it back down. Inhale, reach. Exhale, down. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Let's go ahead and bring it down to the floor here. You can grab your ring. Lowering all the way to your back. Let's bring the ring between the ankles here. So you're going to squeeze it between your legs. And we'll take it up and overhead, lifting the shoulders up off the ground. Lower the legs toward the floor a little bit if you want. And we're going to start pumping those arms right by your side, getting a little more core work here. If you do Pilates, this is like the 100. You can put a little squeeze on that ring if you want to make it a little more challenging. Try to keep those shoulders lifting, that belly button squeezing down flat. If it's too much, take your legs a little more vertical. If you want a little more challenge, take your legs closer to the floor, but we want to keep that back neutral. Don't let it arch up off the ground. Strong movement with the arms always. Don't let them just swing. We're intentionally pulsing. Good. Relax. Take the ring out. We're going to hold it in our hands here. Feet are on the floor, knees are up. Take a deep breath, and then squeeze those shoulder blades up off the ground again. We're going to bring the ring against one leg here, and so bring that knee up off the ground and squeeze it in toward you. 2 little pulses, and then switch sides. So you're strong in the arms are holding that ring in place so the leg can squeeze the ring toward your hands. If you want to make it a little more challenging, extend one leg out. Rather than bringing the foot to the floor, reach that leg out. Shoulders staying lifted. Create that resistance with the ring there. Strong with the arms so that ring stays in place. Good. Go ahead and rest. Give yourself a little rock side to side. I always love to do that. We do that in almost all of my yoga classes. Always feels good. You can set the ring aside. And then go ahead and reach your arms overhead. Reach your legs out. Make yourself as long as you can be. Just get a little stretch there. Total body. And then bring the right leg in toward your chest. Hold your hamstring and hug that knee in. Left leg stays straight on the floor. If that's not comfortable, put the left foot on the floor, knee up. Good. Cross that right leg over your left and stretch the hip. Deep breaths. Good. Switch sides. Right leg on the floor, left knee hugging in toward the chest. Hold that hamstring. And then cross the left leg over the right. Good. Take your arms out to the side now, knees side by side, and lower both knees down to the left. You can look back at the ceiling or maybe to the right arm, whatever feels the best to you. If the knees aren't coming to the floor easily, see if you can get something, a phone book, or I don't know, do we have phone books anymore? That's just what I thought of, like a yoga block or a little stack of books, and put them under your knees. Even a pillow, anything like that will work. Let's switch sides, twisting the other way. Knees go to the right, head turns toward the left slightly if that feels good, or straight up. I always love this lying twist. I try to do it every day. Back to center, hugging both knees in here, and get a little rock going, front to back, slowly increasing that until you can rock yourself up to sitting. We'll come on over to our hands and knees, and stretch those hands way out in front of you. Let's try to keep the hips right above the knees. Weight is still in your hands, and you're letting your head, your shoulders drop down there. So your head might touch the floor, it might not, that's all right, but keep the arms straight. Press into your hands a little bit to get the head and shoulders up. We'll go ahead and step forward with the right foot here, coming into a lunge. Letting your hips release forward and down so we get that best stretch we can in the back leg. Your front knee is right on top of that front ankle. If it's not, scoot your front foot forward a little more until it can be. Good, switch on that. And relax. We'll come up to standing here, folding forward so your weight's in your feet and you're relaxing your head and shoulders down. Let your knees unlock. They can even bend a little extra if they need to, depending on how open those hamstrings are and how much that stretch feels today, how it feels today. Bend the knees a little more, and let's roll it up here. Letting the shoulders relax down, bringing your head back to bring it up. And we'll take a wide stance and sit to one side. So one leg is straight, the other leg is bent. You're pushing your hips behind you a little bit so you get that inner thigh stretch. Switch sides. Good, bring it up, walk your feet back together. Let's take one arm across the chest. Keep that shoulder low and the arms straight as you can. Use the other arm to bring it closer to your body to get that deeper stretch. Switch. And then take the arm behind the head, hold one elbow. Still breathing deeply. Make sure that elbow, that arm behind your head doesn't interfere with your posture. Switch. Good. Relax. Bring those arms down. Another deep breath up here. Reach. And exhale down. Nice work.